Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever time it is where you are right now.
Hello, my dears.
To my honeys, my nice-hearted listeners, and yes, my absolute favorite nasty birds, welcome back.
It is so wonderful to be back with you all.
Listen, I don't know what is in the coffee today, or maybe it's just something in the air, but I simply cannot stand still.
I can feel it too.
I feel like I just chugged 3 double espressos and then decided to lick a battery just to see what would happen. I'm vibrating. Is it just me?
Oh, it is definitely not just you, my friend.
Okay, good.
I can feel that electricity radiating off you from all the way across the desk. Honestly, if you were sitting perfectly still today, I would be worried. We are walking into some massive, massive energy.
Okay, so I'm not losing it.
Yeah.
That is very good to know. We are looking at the week of February 2nd to February 8th.
Yeah.
Looking at these notes, the stars are not exactly whispering this week, are they?
No. The whispering phase is over.
Definitely over.
This week, the universe has grabbed a megaphone, climbed onto the roof of your house, and is screaming, "Look at me!" It is loud, it is bright, and it's impossible to ignore.
I love it. We need loud. But before we get into the specifics for our listeners, and oh boy, do we have a specific target audience today, give us the lay of the land. What are the headline acts?
It is showtime, truly. We're kicking the week off with 2 major events happening almost back to back.
Okay.
First, on Monday, February 2nd, we have a massive full moon in Leo.
Leo, the drama queen of the zodiac.
Well, the king and queen of the jungle. Leo is the archetype of the performer. It represents the ego, the heart, and that, burning desire to be in the center of the stage.
Right.
But deeper than that, Leo is about authentication. It's about shining your light so brightly that you can't hide who you really are anymore.
So basically, the sky is turning into a Broadway musical on Monday morning.
Precisely. High drama, highlights. But here is where the tension comes in. While the moon is doing that on Monday, by Wednesday, February 4th, Uranus, the planet of shocks, awakening, and revolution stations, direct.
Stations direct. Okay, we see that term a lot. For the uninitiated, does that just mean it starts moving forward again?
Ideally, yes. But I want you to picture a heavy freight train that has been stalled on the tracks for months. When it finally gets the green light and the gears engage to move forward, there isn't just a smooth glide. There's a massive clank, a release of steam, a jolt. That is what stationing direct feels like.
So it's the lurch forward, it's the whiplash.
Exactly. Uranus has been retrograde, dragging its feet, making us feel stuck or stalled in certain areas of our lives. On Wednesday, boom, green light.
Finally.
It triggers sudden events, breaks chains, and wakes us up from sleep we didn't even know we were in.
And then, just to keep us on our toes, I see here that by the weekend, the vibe shifts entirely.
Yes. On Saturday, Mercury decides to leave leave the logical air signs, and just floats into Pisces.
Which is deep water.
Very deep, very mystical. So we go from high-voltage shocks and spotlights to deep intuition and dreams.
Okay, so let me get this straight. We have a Leo full moon putting us in the spotlight, Uranus kicking down the door of stagnation on Wednesday, and then Mercury getting all mystical on the weekend. It sounds chaotic, but also strangely productive.
Highly productive. But we aren't just talking about the sky in general today. We have a very special mission.
We do. We are taking all this research and applying it to the main characters of this season. We are talking to our Aries listeners.
Oh, the Aries. My dears, if there was ever a week written just for you, this is it.
I feel like we say that a lot, though. This is your week. Is this actually different, or are we just hyping them up?
No, this is distinct because of where that full moon hits. You see, for Aries, this week is about finally being seen for who you actually are.
Okay, my impatient Aries friends are probably tapping their feet right now saying, get to the point. So let's unpack it. Why is the spotlight on them?
It comes down to the houses. That Leo full moon we mentioned, it's lighting up the Aries 5th house.
The 5th house, okay.
And this is crucial. Do you know what the 5th house represents?
Usually I hear it called the fun house, like parties, romance, that sort of thing.
That's the surface level, yes. But psychologically, the 5th house is the house of ego integrity. It's the house of the inner child. It governs risk, creativity, children, and yes, romance. But primarily, it's the stage where you present your creation to the world and say, I made this. This is me.
So for Aries, this week isn't just about having fun. It's about high visibility.
It's a time of maximum exposure. If you're an Aries who has been hiding in the shadows, waiting for the right moment to reveal a project, a talent, or just reveal yourself, this is the week. The universe is handing you the microphone.
Sing, my nasty birds sing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Charisma is off the charts. But because it's the 5th house, We have to talk about the juicy stuff. We have to talk about love.
I was hoping you'd say that. With the House of Romance activated by a dramatic Leo moon, things are getting spicy, right?
Incredibly spicy, but it's a specific flavor of spice. For the single Aries, this is swept off your feet energy.
Oh.
Because Uranus is involved, you might meet someone who brings immediate, shocking joy.
So not a slow burn.
You know, Aries doesn't really do slow burn well anyway. They get bored. They want the explosion. They want the movie moment. This energy supports that. It's a firework. And the key word here is freedom.
Freedom.
This person might make you feel liberated.
Okay, that sounds great for the singles, but what about the Aries who are already coupled up? Freedom in a relationship sometimes sounds like code for breakup.
It can be, but it doesn't have to be. I like to call this freedom signing.
Freedom signing. That sounds like a divorce lawyer slogan. Sign here for freedom. Don't scare them.
No. Think of it as a new contract within the relationship.
Okay.
If a relationship has felt like a cage or heavy obligation, yes, the door might fly open and a breakup could happen. But for happy couples, freedom signing means breaking the chains of routine.
Ah, so it's shaking off the dust.
Precisely. It's rediscovering the spark, doing something wild together, remembering why you liked each other before the bills and the chores got in the way.
Okay, I like that. But there's a flip side to this bright light.
There's always a catch.
Yeah.
I saw something in the notes about a cleanup of the social circle. What's that about?
Let's get into that.
So this is fascinating technical astrology. A full moon is always in opposition. If the moon is in the 5th house, which is Leo,
Right.
that means the sun is in the opposite house, the 11th house, Aquarius.
Okay, break that down first. What's the 11th house?
The 11th house is your social circle, your network, your friends, your community. So you have a spotlight on you and your ego, which then casts a shadow on the others.
So when you shine the light on yourself, you suddenly see who is clapping and who is rolling their eyes.
That is the perfect metaphor. This week is going to expose fake friends. The sources are very clear on this. You might deal with narcissism in your circle.
Ugh, the worst. But honestly, Aries doesn't have time for fake people anyway.
They don't. And usually, an Aries might just ignore a bad vibe to keep moving fast. But this week, they will spot it instantly. Hidden plots, people smiling to your face but gossiping behind your back. It's all coming out.
That sounds dramatic, though. Hidden plots.
It is dramatic. Remember, Leo energy is theatrical. But for Aries, this exposure is a gift. You're clearing the path. You're seeing who is really on your team.
You know, it's funny because an Aries isn't going to wait for the truth to come out politely. If they suspect you're fake, they're going to kick the door down and find out.
Oh, absolutely. Can you imagine telling an Aries to just wait and see? Impossible.
Not going to happen.
They are the warriors of the Zodiac.
Yeah.
And oh my God, can you look at the chances for Aries this month? It will make them smile.
Yep,
They are
yeah.
finally getting the rights they deserve.
Isn't it great? I'm telling you, it's wild reading through this. They've been fighting battles for so long, and now it looks like they finally get to win the war.
It really is a turning point. And that brings us to the other big pillar of this week. We've talked about love and ego. Now we have to talk about money and career.
Show me the money. Or rather, show Aries the money. Because let's be honest, they like spending it as much as they like making it.
True. Well, there is a very strong theme of deserved rewards in the charts. If an Aries has been treated unfairly at work or hasn't received the credit they are due, this week brings a massive turning point.
You're finally getting that gold star. About time.
It is about time. And this is linked back to Uranus. Remember we said Uranus goes direct on Wednesday.
The freight train moving forward.
Yes. For Aries, Uranus is currently transiting their 2nd house.
And for those of us who haven't memorized the wheel, the 2nd house is...
House of assets, money, and values. Uranus has been here for a long time, years, actually shaking up how Aries make money.
Right.
But recently, with the retrograde, things might have felt stagnant. Checks delayed, deals stuck in limbo.
So the station direct on Wednesday unblocks the cash flow.
It unblocks the energy of money, it ends the stagnation, things start moving.
Moving is good. We like moving.
Moving is good. However,
Uh-oh. Here comes the however.
just a specific warning. Because Uranus is the planet of unpredictability and is making some tense angles this week, the movement can be erratic. My dear Aries, please be careful on Thursday, February 5th and Sunday, February 8th.
Okay, February 5th and 8th. Mark the calendars. What happens?
These are the days where the electrical wire is frying. Financial disagreements or sudden expenses could pop up. The sources are very specific. Do not lend money to friends on these days.
Keep the wallet closed.
Glue it shut. And do not make impulsive, risky investments.
You know Aries. Aries loves risk. Tell an Aries not to take a risk, and they'll do it just to prove you wrong.
I know, I know. Not with the wallet this week, my dear. Keep the risk for the dance floor. Take a risk in love. Take a risk on a creative project. But don't bet the farm on a stock tip you heard from a guy named Steve on Thursday.
Sorry, Steve. We aren't listening to you this week. Okay, so hold on to the cash on Thursday and Sunday. But does this apply to everything? What if they're trying to buy a house?
That is actually favored. It's interesting. Uranus favors shifting assets. So if you are looking to buy or sell real estate or even a vehicle, the energy supports that kind of structural move.
Got it.
It's just the speculative gambling and lending that you need to avoid.
Buy the house, don't bet on the ponies.
Exactly. Now, we have to talk about the vessel, the body, because when you run this much high voltage energy through a wire,
It gets hot.
it gets very hot, and Aries is already a fire sign. So we have fire on top of electricity.
It sounds like a recipe for a burnout. How is the Aries health holding up?
It's a valid concern. The sources highlight some specific physical symptoms for Aries this week. Watch out for headaches.
Well, Aries rules the head, right?
Correct. But also eye pressure and blood pressure. And here's the connection. Leo rules the heart. So with a full moon in Leo, you have this head-heart axis under pressure. If you're feeling palpitations or just intense anxiety, you need to recognize it as astrological weather. It's just a lot of energy.
That's just because you're thinking so hard about how awesome you are. Maybe cut back on that 4th espresso I mentioned earlier.
Maybe just stick to 2. And there's one more weird little practical thing connected to Uranus. We mentioned Uranus rules electricity.
Yeah.
There is a literal risk of electrical issues. The sources actually say, check your chargers. Don't leave things plugged in if they're getting hot.
Wait, really? The stars can predict a blown fuse?
In a manner of speaking, Uranus governs high-tech and currents. When it stations direct, surges happen. So literally and metaphorically, don't overload the system.
Okay, so we are checking our blood pressure and our phone chargers. Safety first, my honeys.
Absolutely. Now, we have to talk about the shift, because the week starts loud Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. It's all fireworks and drama and money moves.
Yeah.
But then Saturday comes along.
Saturday, February 7th, Mercury slides into Pisces.
Yes. This is a profound shift. For Aries, Pisces is the 12th house.
The 12th house. That's the one at the very end of the zodiac, right? The house of...
What house of the subconscious? Of retreat, of the hidden world. It's the place we go to sleep and dream.
So we go from being on stage under the spotlight to hiding in a cave. That's a massive whiplash.
In a way, yes. But it's beautiful. Think about it. After such a loud, exposed week where you've been fighting battles and shining bright, your mind is going to be exhausted. On Saturday and Sunday, the vibe changes completely.
So this isn't a go out and party weekend.
Paradoxically, no. Even though the week started with a party vibe, the weekend calls for meditation, working on creative projects behind the scenes.
Aries. Quiet. Well, maybe for like 5 minutes.
Even 5 minutes would be beneficial. It's a time to process everything that happened during the week. Your intuition will be screaming just as loud as a full moon was, but internally. Listen to your dreams this weekend.
I like that. So work hard, play hard, shine bright all week, and then on the weekend, turn off the phone, especially if the charger is hot, and just zen out.
Precisely. It's a week of 2 halves, the external explosion and then the internal integration.
It sounds like a roller coaster, but the good kind. The kind where you get off and want to go again.
It is a week of liberation, really. Whether it's liberating yourself from a bad relationship, a stagnant job, or just your own fear of being seen.
I am so hyped for them. This is the main character energy they have been waiting for.
It truly is.
Okay, before we let them go conquer the world, do you have a final thought for our Aries friends? Something to stick in their back pocket.
I do. My dear Aries, you are glowing this week. The fire is bright, and the truth is setting you free. But remember this, the spotlight reveals everything, the good and the bad. Do not be afraid of the changes. The people leaving your life are simply making space for the people who deserve to be there. Embrace the spotlight, but protect your heart and your wallet.
Yes, protect the wallet. Next week brings even bigger surprises, so you better be ready. We are just getting started with this year.
We certainly are.
And for everyone listening, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, What Do Stars Say? We need you in our galaxy.
Yes, please do. And if this resonated with you, if you felt that shock of electricity, don't be shy. Share your comments with us.
We want to hear your roar, my nasty birds. Tell us if you kicked down any doors this week.
We read every single one.
Sending you plenty of positive energy, lots of laughter, and a massive hug from the stars.
Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
Bye-bye.